So imagine this. You've got Albert and Benjamin. Person A and person B, Albert and Benjamin, right? Albert, he's on self-improvement. So he goes gym every single day. He eats healthy every single day. He resists sugar and cravings every single day. He does not watch porn. He constantly exercises. He reads books every day. He meditates every day. He journals every day. He does something towards his business every single day. He is like, if you look at his life, he's winning, like mentally, physically, financially. He's doing very, very well in life. Now, B, Benjamin, he watches porn as soon as he wakes up. Then he goes on his phone, scrolls through social media. Then he goes downstairs and have a massive fry up for breakfast. Then he goes to his shit job. Then when he's there, he's listening to music. He's just listening to like entertainment content constantly throughout the day. Comes home, he has another really unnutritious meal. He goes watches TV, Netflix for 4 hours, and then he goes to bed. Maybe has a quick wank before he goes to bed, and then he sleeps. And he could have had a nightcap, let's just say, as well. So he drinks like half a bottle of wine or a couple of whiskeys or a couple of beers every single night. Then he goes to bed. Okay, two drastically different people. In everything you'll do, you are constantly building a muscle in some area, okay? So Albert, in eating healthy, he is constantly building that muscle so that, like, imagine you eat the same meal every day for a month. Do you think, how hard do you think it would be to eat that same meal for the 31st day? Or the 32nd day, or the 31st day, or the 35th day, or the 40th day, or the 50th day? Because you kept that momentum up, you've built a muscle there. It's just like much easier just to carry on doing what you're doing. If anything, you would spend more mental energy, more physical time and energy creating a new meal, thinking about a new meal, right? This is the way you should adopt everything in life, because like it makes it easier in the long run if you just have this like routine to go by and you're like building your life to that routine. So in terms of the meals, he's got that sorted. In terms of the gym, he goes to the gym at 5 o'clock every single day, right next to his work, on the way home from work. And that's like clockwork for him. So he goes 5 days a week, for example. At home, he does like jumping jacks on the weekend as soon as he wakes up out of bed for half an hour, or goes to his like garage and boxes on the boxing bag for like half an hour. Having these things, right? If you do that for 7 days in a row, it's easier to do it for the 8th day as well, and the 9th day, and the 10th day, and the 20th day, and the 30th day, because you just keep up that momentum. It like, there comes a point where you're like, what else would I do it right now? I've like done this for the last 7 days. There's kind of like an empty time void right now. What I did yesterday was like exercise in the gym for like half an hour. Maybe I should just do that now because I can't think of anything else to do. That is the muscle you're building. Like, have you thought about it like that? Now, that's Albert, right? Benjamin, he wakes up every single morning, has a quick tug, right? How easy is it for him the next day? Like, he's relapsed on his, like, he's not even trying no fap, right? But like, he's just relapsed every single day. How easy is it for him to just do it for the next day, and the next day, and the 5th day, and the 10th day, and the 20th day? You're building a muscle in that department too. You see, even for the negative, for the positive and the negative, you're building that muscle. But it just goes to like show where you want to put that focus. It will determine where that muscle gets built. Same thing for having a drink before he goes to bed every single night. He has a couple shots of whiskey, or like with his meal, or with his like, has a half a bottle of wine, like a couple glasses of wine throughout the night after he comes home from work because he wants to take the edge off. But imagine what that's doing to you. Of course, you're the next night, you're like, yeah, actually, I've got a taste for this wine, actually. So let me finish the bottle off, and let me get another bottle for the next night, for example, right? And then 5 days later, 10 days later, 20 days later, he's constantly repeating that same cycle. You're building a muscle in that negative habit, right? All these things are building muscle. If you think about it like this way, you're building a muscle for either good or a bad thing. Just keep doing the good things, and then the good things will become easier and easier and easier. It's like you're pushing like 10 kg above your head every day. And then it comes a day where you're like, is this 10 kg? I'm doing this constantly, right? And like 30 days, this feels like 5 kg actually. This feels so much lighter. By 60 days, you're like, am I even lifting anything? Because that muscle has been built so much on the, let's just say, for example, eating healthily, right? Or even working on your business. You're just doing it every single day. It's easy just to continue. It feels easy to continue because to think about something else would require more mental energy to think about the next task or a lower income task, for example. And then you're pouring energy into that, you're pouring your like mental energy into that, like physical time into that, doing that new thing. It's taking time away from the original thing, which is the actual like moving block of your business or of your health or whatever. And then all of a sudden your life is not as optimal as it could have been, and you're kind of starting to go down in results in certain areas. It's because you've shifted that. You're not training that muscle anymore. You've gone to like a smaller muscle that doesn't really need it. You want to do the compound movements, if you will, for your like life, right? So this is an interesting way to think about like productivity. If you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, there will come a point where you're like, this is just easy to keep doing this same thing because I'm in a routine now. And that is where success is made. Like, imagine you go to the gym and you do chest one day, legs the next day, like back the next day, and like you just do like a very, very shallow workout, so like one set of each. You won't get a lot of progress. You get some, don't get me wrong, you get some, but it won't be like optimal, right? What you want to do is just go all in on that like specific routine, for example, but like higher intensity, and eventually you will build more mass that way, right? More strength that way. It's the same thing with life. Like you just need to go in, like build that muscle of whatever it is that we're talking about here, and then the positive habits will kind of like continue to make it easier going on further down the road. I hope that helps. I'm going to stop there before I keep rambling on, but I think you got the point here. So I'll catch you in the next video.